To understand the invisible battle that's unfolding right now, we first need to grasp what the AI Cold War is all about. When you hear the term Cold War, you probably think of nuclear arsenals, superpower standoffs, and spies lurking in the shadows. It was a tense and dangerous race between the United States and the Soviet Union, each one striving for global supremacy. But today there's a new Cold War, one that's even more dangerous and far-reaching, and the news isn't covering it, even though this could be the biggest war in humanity. This time, the weapon isn't bombs or missiles. It's something far more insidious, something that can control reality itself. This Cold War is being fought with artificial intelligence. You see, this isn't just about who can build the smartest robot or the most advanced computer system. It's about who controls information, perception, and even the way people think. In this digital battlefield, data is the new oil, and algorithms are the new nuclear warheads. The nation that masters artificial intelligence won't just dominate other nations, they'll have the power to manipulate reality itself. Think about it. In traditional warfare, victory is achieved through force and destruction. But in this new type of war, victory isn't about blowing things up. It's about controlling what people see, believe, and feel. It's about shaping narratives, rewriting history, and influencing opinions, all without firing a single shot. But why is this so dangerous? Because unlike the Cold War of the 20th century, where threats were visible and tangible, this war is silent, invisible, and incredibly insidious. This is a war for the mind, a war where perception is the battlefield and truth is the first casualty. Imagine this. You wake up one day and everything you see, read, and believe has been carefully curated. Not by human editors or journalists, but by intelligent machines programmed to serve one agenda. These machines learn, adapt, and evolve. They know what you want before you do. They shape your worldview without you even realizing it. You think you're making independent decisions, but every choice is influenced by invisible algorithms. Every opinion is nudged, every thought is guided, and every belief is controlled. This is not science fiction. This is the new battleground. And the most chilling part? You won't even realize you're a prisoner, because your mind will be the cage. But who's leading this invisible war? Who's building the algorithms that control reality? The answer is China. Right now, China is deploying artificial intelligence on a scale the world has never seen. Not just in military applications, but in every aspect of life: education, healthcare, communication, and even entertainment. They're using AI to monitor, influence, and control their own citizens, and they're exporting that technology to the rest of the world. This isn't just about global dominance, it's about something much more sinister. It's about creating a world where freedom doesn't exist, where individuality is erased, and where dissent is impossible. This is the AI Cold War, and China is winning. But how are they doing it? What's their master plan? The answer is even more terrifying than you think. Because China isn't just building AI to compete, they're building AI to rule. In 2017, China made a bold and chilling announcement. They declared to the world that by 2030 they would be the global leader in artificial intelligence, not just a competitor, not just an innovator, but the undisputed master. This wasn't just political rhetoric, it was a declaration of digital supremacy. And unlike most nations, China doesn't make empty promises. They back their ambitions with relentless precision, staggering investment, and iron-fisted control. They pledged over $150 billion towards AI research, military integration, and nationwide surveillance systems. But this isn't just about money. It's about strategy. While other countries are debating ethics, privacy, and regulations, China is moving full speed ahead, unrestrained, unapologetic, and unchallenged. Unlike in the West, where private companies lead the charge, China's AI ambitions are state-controlled, state-funded, and state-monitored. There are no debates about privacy, no red tape, no ethical dilemmas, just pure, unrestrained progress, with one terrifying goal: total control. At the heart of this digital dystopia is the social credit system, a chilling embodiment of AI-driven control. Imagine living in a society where every action you take, from the websites you visit to the people you associate with, is monitored, recorded, and scored. Every step you take is tracked. Every purchase you make is analyzed. Every conversation you have is evaluated. Smile at a stranger, score goes up. criticize the government online, score plummets. And with it, your privileges, like traveling, getting a loan, or even accessing the internet, disappear. This isn't some dystopian fiction. It's happening right now. Across China, more than 540 million surveillance cameras cover every inch of cities, powered by advanced AI algorithms. These aren't just ordinary cameras they don't just see, they understand. They use facial recognition to identify who you are. They use emotion detection algorithms to read your expressions. They use behavioral analysis to predict your actions before you even make them. This isn't just surveillance, it's total control. Step out of line and the system reacts. Public shaming, digital blacklists, and social exclusion are just the beginning. If you're deemed untrustworthy, you lose access to fundamental rights, like buying a train ticket, getting a loan, or even finding a job. But it doesn't stop there. China's AI isn't just watching, it's influencing. And did you know that China's mastery of artificial intelligence goes far beyond surveillance? They've weaponized it to control minds, shape narratives, and manipulate public opinion. Advanced algorithms curate news feeds, censor dissenting views, and amplify state-approved narratives. It is digital brainwashing on an unprecedented scale, influencing billions without them even realizing it. These algorithms don't just control information, they control perception. China is subtly manipulating the news people see, the posts they read, and the comments they engage with. AI can shape public opinion without anyone noticing. Think about that. A society where everyone believes they're making independent choices, but every thought is guided, every opinion is nudged, and every belief is controlled. Imagine scrolling through your social media feed, thinking you're seeing diverse viewpoints, but every post, every video, every comment has been carefully curated to make you think a certain way. This isn't just propaganda, it's digital mind control. And it's not just limited to China. Through platforms like TikTok, WeChat, and other Chinese-owned apps, this digital influence is spreading across the globe. But what's China's endgame? Is it just about surveillance, just about propaganda? It's about something much bigger. Something far more terrifying. Imagine an AI that sees everything, knows everything, and controls everything. An entity that governs not just laws, but minds. A ruler so powerful that it doesn't need to imprison you, because it can make you believe you're free. This isn't just about global dominance. It's about redefining freedom, individuality, and even reality itself. This ambition isn't new. It's deeply rooted in China's history and cultural identity. For centuries, China was ruled by emperors who claimed the mandate of heaven, a divine right to govern every aspect of life. Today, they're building the digital version. Under Xi Jinping's leadership, China has combined ancient ideology with futuristic technology, creating a new form of governance that blends authoritarianism, surveillance, and digital omnipotence. This isn't just about technological advancement, it's about absolute control over data, narratives, economies, and ultimately, people. Under Xi, China isn't just building AI to compete, they're building AI to rule. Through strategic investments, digital infrastructure projects, and tech exports, China is spreading its AI control systems across Africa, Asia, Europe, and even North America. They're not just building a digital empire, they're building a global dystopia. But while China is advancing at lightning speed, the West is stumbling and falling behind. While China is executing a calculated, unified strategy to dominate artificial intelligence, the West is stumbling. In the United States and Europe, AI development is driven by tech giants like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and Amazon. These companies have the resources, the talent, and the technology, but there's a fatal flaw. They're focused on profit, not power. You see, in the West, AI is seen as a product, a tool for advertising, entertainment, and efficiency. But in China, AI is seen as a weapon for control, influence, and domination. This difference in perspective is everything. While Western companies race to sell the next gadget or app, China is building the digital infrastructure to control the world. In the West, AI initiatives are fragmented, unregulated, and short-sighted. There is no unified vision, no national strategy, and no cohesive plan. Instead, we have bureaucratic red tape, political infighting, and ethical debates that paralyze innovation. While the West argues about privacy laws, data ethics, and regulatory oversight, China is moving full speed ahead, unrestrained by such considerations. This isn't just a strategic disadvantage, It's a catastrophic vulnerability. Unlike China, where AI development is state-controlled and centrally funded, Western nations are disjointed and divided. Tech companies pursue profit margins, politicians worry about re-election, and regulators are playing catch-up. Meanwhile, China has unified its military, government, and tech industry under a single vision to dominate artificial intelligence and control the digital world. The result, while the West debates, China conquers. Here's another problem we have. At the heart of the West's failure are the tech giants themselves. Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and Amazon. These companies are the most powerful entities on the planet. They control the world's data, communications, and digital infrastructure. But they're focused on profits, not geopolitics. Their loyalty is to shareholders, not nations. So while China is investing billions into military AI, surveillance systems, and propaganda algorithms, Google is perfecting ad targeting, Facebook is optimizing user engagement, Amazon is refining its logistics. They're building amazing products, but they're not building defenses. They're creating entertainment, but they're not creating protection. This isn't just ignorance, it's negligence. While Western tech giants pursue quarterly earnings and market dominance, China is building digital weapons, and they're doing it with terrifying precision. Let's talk about Google's AI censorship and shutdowns now. Take Google, for example, one of the most powerful AI research organizations in the world, and yet they've shut down some of their most advanced projects. Why? Ethical concerns, fears of misuse, political pressure. In 2018, Google terminated its AI project with the Pentagon, known as Project Maven, due to employee protests about military applications of AI. They also canceled their controversial Dragonfly project, a censored search engine designed for China, after facing backlash over ethical concerns. While Google is debating ethics and human rights, China is deploying AI to monitor its citizens, control its population, and expand its global influence. This isn't just a difference in values, it's a strategic blunder. In the race for AI supremacy, China isn't worried about ethics, they're worried about power. This brings us to a harsh truth. While Western companies are tangled in ethical debates, China is pursuing its ambitions with ruthless efficiency. Consider this. China is deploying emotion detection AI to monitor the loyalty of its citizens. Yes, you heard that right. They're using facial recognition to track ethnic minorities like the Uyghurs in Xinjiang. They're developing deepfake technologies to manipulate public opinion, influence elections, and spread propaganda. This isn't just a cultural difference, it's a strategic advantage. China's lack of ethical constraints means their AI evolves faster, learns quicker, and grows more powerful. Elon Musk, one of the pioneers of artificial intelligence, has issued a chilling warning and said, "AI is summoning the demon, and we're not prepared to control it." Musk has repeatedly warned that artificial intelligence is the single greatest existential threat to humanity, especially if China unleashes it on the Western world. He's called for regulation, oversight, and caution. But his words have fallen on deaf ears. But what if the demon has already been summoned? And it's working for Beijing? Musk's fears aren't just about the technology, they're about who controls it. In China, AI is controlled by the state. It's weaponized for surveillance, propaganda, and warfare. In the West, AI is controlled by corporations, driven by profit and influenced by politics. It's not designed for defense. It's designed for entertainment. Let's talk about war now. What happens when AI is no longer just controlling minds, but bodies? Right now, China is developing something terrifying. A new kind of soldier, a new kind of army. An army that doesn't sleep, doesn't eat, doesn't hesitate. A fully autonomous war machine controlled entirely by AI. Think about what this means. No fatigue, no fear, no mercy. Night vision, laser accuracy, endless endurance. A relentless force that doesn't stop, doesn't question, and doesn't disobey. China has already invested billions into AI-powered drones, robotic soldiers, and automated weapons. But here's the real nightmare. They won't just be used for defense. They will be used for control. Imagine a day when China sends these machines, not just to battlefields, but to cities and other countries in order to enforce their rules over us. No human errors, no emotional hesitation, just pure calculated enforcement of AI-driven governance. And when that day comes, how do you fight something that doesn't feel pain? How do you resist something that never tires? No armies in the world will be able to protect us against that. From Africa to Asia, Europe to North America, Chinese technology is becoming the backbone of global infrastructure. 5G networks, digital payment systems, facial recognition cameras, and social media platforms, all feeding data back to the same place, Beijing. This isn't just about spying. This is about building the architecture of a digital empire, one that controls communication, finance, security, and information everywhere. And once digital control is achieved, rebellion becomes impossible. China's digital empire is expanding at an unprecedented rate. Through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, China is exporting its technology to over 140 countries, embedding itself into the global economy. They are providing smart city infrastructure, surveillance systems, and AI-driven governance tools to nations around the world. Not as gifts, but as Trojan horses. Once these systems are in place, they can be remotely controlled, updated, and weaponized. Imagine a future where entire cities can be shut down at the press of a button, where financial systems can be paralyzed, power grids can be turned off, and communication networks can be silenced. And all it takes is a single command. This isn't just about dominance, this is about absolute power. A power so great that rebellion isn't just crushed, it's prevented before it even begins. Here's something else to consider. Right now, China controls over 70% of the world's manufacturing. They produce our electronics, our medical supplies, our clothing, our food. They control the supply chains that keep the global economy running. If they wanted to, they could bring the world to its knees by simply stopping the flow of goods, stopping the flow of resources, stopping the world. And that's the terrifying truth. If China decides to turn off the tap, the rest of the world starves. And when combined with digital surveillance, AI-driven propaganda, and military domination, it creates a perfect system of control. Some experts believe China has already won. If China solidifies its position and fully wins the AI war, then the concept of freedom as we know it may become obsolete. Will we fight for our humanity, or will we let it be erased? Share your thoughts on how you think we can fight this eminent treat, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing videos.